My name is Sankei. I was born in York. I'm a Maasai. And to go with what Hassan just said, life is so much of what you make of it. When I started, where I actually started, I didn't think I would ever make it this far, honestly. I grew up in a family of 10 children. I was the last one out of 10. And when you have 10 children and you have the last coming out, you're thinking, pretty much amount to March. I've tried 9 to 8 March, so you're just another kid trying to survive. So I came from a very poor background, and by poor I mean, as a kid going to primary school, I would wake up in the morning, 4 o'clock, go to the neighbors, milk the cows. At 7, get some milk, take home, make some tea, or drink the milk, then rush to school. And then at noon, whenever it's heading home, you have to head to the neighbors, take care of the animals again, in order for you to get some food at the end of the day. So that's how I grew up, that's my childhood. But one thing I never did was stop dreaming. I always knew that there was something good out of veteran. I really believed that since I was a kid. So for so long, I tried so hard to balance between going to school and being a Maasai boy, which by the way, is a different, has its own pride. If you ask a Maasai guy, how do you feel? They're really proud. So there's that option of, do you want to go to school or do you want to be a Maasai for life? At age 10, my family got pretty badly financially and everything just went over. And I had to quit school. So I chose to be a Maasai and be a Moran and hunt lions, live in the wild, take care of animals for life. And in a way, I didn't have a way out because my family couldn't do nothing about it. And the people around don't have much they can do, right? Because they're like you, they don't have much to dream about. Luckily for me, there was a tourist. She came to the Maasai Mara on a visit. It's a safari. Another American coming to safari. And she met one of my relatives. So she met someone who had gone to school, finished high school, was starting an organization to sponsor kids through school. And the lady got interested, and she said, all right, how about bring me 5 kids to start with? So he came back to me and said, hey, there's a chance here. We can take you and put you through school again. And the first place they took me was an academy. It was a boarding school, because then the lady could pay the fees. But the boarding school said, what's his age again? He looks too old to fit in this class. So I was rejected by the first boarding school I was taken to. And so someone took my sport, and I stayed home again for the rest of the year doing nothing. But I just always knew someday I would end up somewhere. And the lady came back, was impressed with the progress the guy had made with the kids. And the guy really insisted that, I think you should put this guy in school. He's really smart. So again, they took me to a different boarding school, and I was lucky this time, they took me in. And I started boarding school. I remember the first pair of shoes I ever wore. I was 12 years old, ever, my whole life. First year I was going to boarding school, got up there, I would say stay with for, I think, 3 years. And I was really, really dreaming that, someday I would be back, try to do something for the people I left behind. I got lucky, I scored good grades, I got admitted to Alliance High School. And immediately after that, I got accepted at Stanford University in California, where I'm actually still a student. I haven't graduated, I'm still doing my computer science degree. But the life at Stanford pushed me even farther than I thought I would ever, because Stanford is one of those places, everyone is really smart, everyone is. are genius in their own, field. The guy who was in the room opposite mine, he was working for Facebook. The lady to my left was a math Olympic gold medalist. One of my closest friends was an intern at Google. So the people around you, then all of a sudden, you're thinking, wait, I thought I was pretty smart. I got in with 1,700 people out of an application pool of 36,000 people. So you're thinking, wait, I'm actually really smart. And then all of a sudden, everyone is smarter than you. But then, two things happened at Stanford that put me here. One is, I got my first job working as a research assistant with an organization that works across Europe and Asia. It's called bimSCORE. And the guy who was running it was one of the professors at Stanford. He gave me the first job I ever did was looking Singapore 20 years on. All right, we're in the 2012s, and we're looking at Singapore in the 2022-2032. So you start thinking, wait, these guys are planning 20 years ahead for structures that need to be put up, that many years ahead. And thinking back to Kenya, we were really, way back, and you start wanting to do something about your home country. And the second thing that happened that made me who I am. I got into an entrepreneurship organization at Stanford. I think it's one of the largest in the world. It's called BASIS. I think if you've heard of Stanford, you might have heard of BASIS. At BASIS, what you essentially do is interact with every CEO from the Silicon Valley. You just meet any other CEO, come into your class. Mark Zuckerberg goes into your class, says hi, teaches you a little CS. And in a way, that helped me realize we're not too far, all right? The people that created the Silicon Valley, the people that made the US, Europe, and Asia what it is, are regular people. They're just people like you and you. Except they dreamt bigger, and they never quit. So I started a small website. I started with a website, and I really wanted to go into event planning. Actually, I tried that with a friend at the Bay Area, and my dream was, can Kenyans come together, for a weekend using one website, socialize, where you at this weekend, can we meet up, that kind of thing. So I wanted to go into event planning. And then very quickly, we were working on a project in my CS class where we were building social networks. It's one of the CS classes we take at Stanford. And so I added that feature to the website, and it resulted with, all right, you can add a friend, you can send them a message. And the other thing, which I should mention, once you start dreaming about something, it's very hard to quit. It's really hard. So here I was, doing my job. Here I was building websites. Here I was thinking, when am I ever going to go back to Kenya to try this with Kenyans? Because you're experimenting while away. So when you send people the website to sign up while in Kenya, you actually don't have the feel on the ground. You don't know how is the reaction on the ground. I got my first job outside of the US in Europe. I went to, actually, Turkey is in Europe, right? I think Asia, Europe? Yeah, so I went to Turkey to work on a different project. I was working on a 20-year project, and now I'm going to work on a 9,000-year project back. I was working on archaeology, trying to build virtual models for Chateaubriand. Some of you might have heard about Chateaubriand. And when I went to Turkey, one thing I quickly realized, moving around Turkey was really easy. You would just jump on a train, jump on a bus, be at your station. And reflecting back, the US has the same service. You can get anywhere, anytime. You can log into Google, search anything you want, and it's so easy. But back in Kenya, how easy is it? How easy is it for me to get from Nairobi to Kisumu? Or how easy is it, if I'm not a Kenyan, to even know which route to take when I'm going from point A to point D in Nairobi? And from the website we built, which actually, the first name was Mawaya. We called it Mawaya. I was trying to make it shiny-like a little bit, which I'm not too good at anyway, but I'm sorry. We're making it Mawaya. And then I quickly changed into something I thought was, more Swahili. So we created Njooh. My roommate helped me set it up. And the aim of Njooh was, can Kenyans travel, can Kenyans socialize, and can Kenyans blog? The blogging part was mostly influenced by the viral, tweets on Kenyan media. We started with, I think, KCSE 2012. I was a part of that, but I was in the US. We went to Kalvin, Kenya, and then after that we went to Someone Tell CNN, I think, and Someone Tell Nigeria, that was up for a while. And that taught me that there is a community of Kenyans out there that want to talk about their country. There's a young generation of Kenyans that would proudly defend this country no matter what. So when I go here, I really wanted to hit the social network and the travel side of it, and maybe get some bloggers to write some blogs on the website. Two things no one ever tells you in reality about startups. They're crazy and very frustrating. Not many people tell you that, but I'll tell you. They are crazy and very frustrating. So when we started, I didn't have much money. I just thought, well, maybe try this for 3 months. If it doesn't work out, I'll just quit and go back to school. But after the 3 months, we were doing so badly, I'll be ashamed to go back to Stanford. So I just said, I'm going to stick another 3. And around the 6th month, we're doing terribly financially. And my family, which for so long thought, all right, this guy's at Stanford, he will graduate, come save us all. All of a sudden go word that, hey, you're not at Stanford, you're doing a startup, we have no clue what it is about, you ain't making much money, what's up? So 6 months down the line, I was having this hard conversations with family that everything is gonna be all right, just relax guys, it's gonna be okay. And around the 7th month, I was kicked out of my house. I was living somewhere in Nairobi. I was kicked out, which was okay, I was used to that. I mean, I keep telling myself, I pretty much went through worse, so not a big deal. And I never wanted to do VCs because I really didn't believe the idea was good enough yet, so I kept saying, just keep pushing. We wanted to first have the social site fully developed. So we ran on Njooh.net with a couple of people, and then, all of a sudden it became uphill running the bills, having salaries for the few people that you can hire to do some stuff for you. And somewhere in September, when things go really, really bad, Stanford were curious what you're up to. Are you, you're finishing your gap year, how well are you doing? Do you want to come back to school? So I was at that point where I was thinking, well, maybe I should just quit, go back to school, and just relax, enjoy life, graduate, get a job. But I don't think it's ever been in my DNA ever to quit on anything. I never quit on my studies. I ended up at Stanford. I'm working on a startup, hanging in there, and it's going crazy. Do I quit? No, I didn't. So we quickly came up with a business model we thought would work, and we started testing it out with a few managers. One pitch, when you talk to a manager that, hey, how about instead of having 10,000 websites, 10,000 hotels having individual websites, how about each one of us has an account in one platform? The first thing a Kenyan will ask you is, how would you pay me for that, okay? So, at first, you explain to them that, hey, I'm helping you create your business. And the first thing they want to know is, well, how are you paying me for that? Then you have to explain that, no, you actually will end up paying me because I'm listing you, And it became hard to sell to managers that have been in the business for long and don't want to change. So we went with like 3-4 guys just for a while. So by January, I could say we're having small money coming that can buy something. And 5 months down the line, I'm proud to say that through everything, was up and down, we on a projection of making 15 to 20 million shillings by the end of this year. And that was from someone who was about to quit, had no VCs, nothing to fund him, And a family that would cry to you that, please just go back to Stanford, just graduate, all right? So out there, you're gonna be having lots of ideas, you're gonna be dreaming, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to, you know, struggle through it. But for this continent to move forward, you know, for Africa to be where it should be, which I think is a great place, it's gonna have to take lots of guts from the young people. Don't sit on your dreams. Go for them. It's going to be a hard road, but you have to fight for that. We have to fight for, you know, our lovely Kenya. We have to fight for Africa. Because if you don't, then you got to ask yourself, whoever will. All right? So I'm very grateful for the chance, and hopefully you can sign up. I'll wait to see how many people sign up today. The website is www.njooh.net. So just check out what we're doing. We'll release the app by the end of this month, both the iOS and the Android apps. And I hope as we move forward, we're able to change the landscape of travel in East Africa and later on in Africa with your help. All right, thank you guys.